What's up everyone, welcome back to Wild Antics NZ. So bought a project, was just scrolling Trade Me and seen it, so far may as well get some videos. I've been doing a lot of bikes and some cars and not really doing any filming, so this is, can add it to the channel and I'll show you guys what I got. 2004 Ducati 999, 3 or 4. But anyway, it has all later model fairing on it. As you can see, it's been dropped. So got dropped there apparently at a low speed crash, like 30 k's. But anyway, it's got some damage, but it come with all new fairings. So fuck, I'm pretty happy with this purchase, to be honest. But I don't even know if it starts if you have a look. So flip the key on here. Haven't even heard it run. So the guy was saying that the battery's too flat, but I won't know till I chuck a jump pack on it or charge the battery properly, but he seemed genuine, so I bought it anyway. But yeah, he said something happened with the front brake. Apparently the brake, as he's come around a corner, sort of jammed on and then it slid the front wheel out. But man, pretty happy, eh? So anyway, fuel up, head home, and I'll get some videos tomorrow when I'm in my workshop. So just unloaded the bike. Good to have a bit of sun today. We haven't had much sun, so check her out. Man, nice looking bike, isn't it? This side and then come around. And that's where she's been dropped. Yeah, moving it here, I did notice the front brake is a bit dodgy. I took it for a ride down the road, not gonna lie. Chucked the jump back on it, started it, went for a quick little ride up and down the road, making sure everything's good, everything was fine. And since I've moved it here, I've noticed the front brakes decided to pretty much lock up like the guy was saying. So pretty crazy in my opinion, but check this out. So look at that. Look, it's out of, so my hand's on the clutch. It's not in gear. Hear it? Oh, so that brake caused them to crash, which is very unfortunate. I've never seen that before, to be honest. So yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to pull the brakes apart and see what's going on. If you feel the brake lever, look, the piston, it's almost like the piston inside the cylinder has seized or something along those lines, because it's not coming out. So I don't know, we have to pull that apart, check all that out. Just a quick look around the bike, looks like it's actually in good condition. He didn't do much damage at all. He did say it was a very low speed drop, like I was saying, 20-30 k's, but it's damaged the bar end. But if we come around, he's done no damage whatsoever to the forks. Obviously the fairings are mangled, but these are aftermarket, so I did get most of the original, or we'll have a look at that shortly and have a look exactly what I did get. But yeah, tyres are all in good condition. So far, man, it's a beast of a bike. It's going to be fun working on it, or an honour working on something like this, just to get it back up and scratch. So what I'll be doing is taking all of the plastics off, obviously, checking the frame, making sure nothing's bent, check all of the welds where the frame's welded, obviously welded to each other, check everything like that, make sure it's worth working on, fixing. But I'm glad that it's not going to be wrecked or anything like that. I think that's an aftermarket clutch slave cylinder. Yeah, nice exhaust system on it. So I've been known to Ducati for about 10 years, to be honest, so it's definitely nice to have another one. But we'll start her up now and see if it fires up. Battery might still be a bit flat. I put it on trickle charge overnight, but you'll have to have a look. The stand wasn't up quick enough. Okay, give me a second. So that's weird. I left it sitting outside for a bit while I made room for it to come in, and the front brake is no longer jammed on, so I'm guessing it's heat related. Obviously I'll pull the calipers apart and have a look at those, but yeah, the front brake is completely free again, so that is very dangerous. But anyway, what we'll do now is we'll start stripping all these fairings off it, and then we can start looking at the bike naked and see, you know, that, well, make sure there's nothing hidden around the place that we can't see with the fairings on. So yeah, I'll start stripping it all apart now, and then we can assess the frame, and hopefully all is good. So 30 minutes later, and here we are. The bike has all the fairing off it. It's all here, so I've laid it out nicely. So here's the old number plate bracket, but if you have a look, these number plate brackets are designed for the UK ones, so I might get rid of that, to be honest, because I don't really like the look of it, and a towel tidy would look good on it. There's the exhaust tip cover, so that is in good condition, so that hasn't been touched. The old seat here, this is the only seat I have, so I have to reuse it, but the surround it's sitting on is obviously broken. There's the old ducktail for the back of the guard, it's just got some chipping, so that could have happened riding it, you know, that couldn't have been part of the drop or the layover. So I'm guessing, yeah, I wouldn't know, but that quite often happens with bikes just riding them. There's your front cockpit panel, and here's all the old stuff. So this one's good, this one's not so good, but I can't use them. But see these bits here, I didn't think I had any, I couldn't find any on the internet, and I do, so I'm pretty happy about that. But now what we'll do is just go around the bike. So I'm just looking here for any signs of cracking or damage to the subframe here. We have the swing arm here, so pretty cool. They use like a rose jointed end on that stabilizing bar there, or whatever it is, to adjust it up and down. And they also mount a lot of stuff to the exhaust system, which I think is pretty crazy. Yeah, one plug here. So these are my fuel lines. One plug here. It's getting a little bit mounted, so when I put it back together, I'll make sure I tidy that up, get it away from whatever it is that was hot, which is obviously this exhaust here. So I'll, I don't know, P-clamp it up or something. Yeah, but if you look at the frame, there is not one sign of damage. See, so you check all the headset and that. So we want to check all the welds around the headset and just go over it, you know. So, but if you ever look, man, you can, I could just tell by the layer, like the plastics would have been completely obliterated. It wouldn't be just scuffs, like they're that weak. But yeah, so anyway, I'll go over this a bit better myself and spend a little bit more time with a torch and that. But what I want to do is clean it up first, give the bike a good wash. It's a lot of electrical stuff, so we'll just give it a very light water blast, just clean everything, degrease everything through the motor. But man, this motor is so tidy. Look at it, it doesn't have any leaks. This is genuine. Oh, she's heavy. Just check how dry it is and how good everything is. Look, it doesn't have any scrapes on the covers. That's your water pump. Just such a beautiful, tidy bike. Oh, look at that. So that looks like it's for the stand, is it? They've gotten rid of it, so I'll have to reconnect all that up. Yeah, they have too. So, oh, that must be why it's playing up a little bit. Well, I'm going to rewire all that on, because we do want it working, to be honest. Quite a few bikes I get, actually, a lot of them have those deleted. I don't know why people want to make sure you're flipping stands up before you take off. Yeah, but look at it, man, it's clean. Okay, so I've brung the Ducati back into the shed now with all the parts that I got for it, and all the fairings are cleaned and that. I've just taken a quick note to myself walking around the bike, things it's going to need. It's going to need obviously a brake lever. The handlebar's damaged, so I'm going to get it a new handlebar. The peg broke off, but these are real weak pegs, so it's like some CNC stuff, but it's just a real weak feeling unit. So I'm going to have to replace that. If we look around here, we've got our brake light and our indicators. We're going to have to, well, we're not going to have to, we could just replace the lens, but if you look on the very end, it's just got a slight mark on it, so I think I'm just going to replace the whole unit. Parts depending. Also, I'll do the fluids, so the engine oil and that, well, it's apart, and put a new battery in it, but with a good wash, it's come up quite nice, so it's real clean. I know people are going to say you shouldn't, engine degrease the whole bike, but end of the day, the fairings are hardly ever going to be off it, and why not just give it a good thorough cleaner. I also soap washed it after that to make sure there's nothing corrosive on the bike, and also I have lubricated everything, all the bearings and where the joints are in that, so rose joints. So I've done all of that sort of stuff. If we come over here, here's the fairings. So probably on camera they look all right, but up close the fairings do have stone chips and whatnot, so I can see why the last guy decided to go aftermarket. If he was to be quoted to get all this done at a shop, you'd be looking at pretty much the same money as just buying a whole new fairing kit. So I'm guessing that's what he done. Yeah, there's the cockpit. Also, the indicator for this side of the little cockpit was broken. It did come with one, but the mounting tab is broken off, so I might have to try source one of those. These are the bits and pieces he gave with the bike, so it can pretty much come with everything. Like if you look, there's even the broken indicator lens. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here. Next video will be when I've got parts. So I'm gonna have to look for obviously the parts for it. Fingers crossed they're going to be easy to find. Obviously you can't just run down to your local shop and find them, but I'll do a bit of networking and see where I get with that. The next video will be when I've got all the parts and we can put it back together. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.